Hello everybody. So today's video is impromptu. We are on May Day number 5, and the video that I had previously recorded came out terrible, so I am here to record something different. It's going to be a completely different message. I'm not going to attempt to redo that message. I believe everything happens for a reason, so even though I'm just a tad bit frustrated because I'm trying to get these videos out every single day, sometimes I just have to also make way for spirit to move however things are supposed to happen, however the message is supposed to come to you. So I am basically not saging, this is actually Palo Santo. So I'm really cleansing my space right now and also myself so that I can remove any leftover residue of frustration. I literally just realized that I'm not gonna be able to use the footage. So I set up and I'm calming myself down to get ready to read for you guys again. So it's going to be just another general message. I have no idea what the cards are going to say, but with all of my readings, the intention is to provide you insight, clarity, and guidance as you're journeying this thing called life, as you're going through the self-actualization process, as you are increasing your ability to be self-aware, and as you are trying to trek on to be the best version of yourself. Sometimes I like readings like this because they can come in and provide a mirror. Sometimes the tarot and the oracle cards act as a mirror for us to kind of look in with a different set of eyes maybe, or have an unbiased party come in and kind of show you some things that maybe you didn't see because you're too close, you're too connected, involved, and what have you. So we're just asking Spirit to produce any messages from this deck right here, any messages that the collective needs to hear. We're asking for on this day. Any other messages? Thank you. I'll keep that one. Okay, and then we're just going to pick one for the overall energy at random in the middle of the pile. We have Four of Wands. We have Four of Wands here. I'm also going to pull out the ones that I saw first, and then the rest will read as in a pile together. That's what we'll do. All right. So Four of Wands is the overall energy here. Ignore my thumb. We talked about this. Four of Wands is the overall energy. This is a card for celebration. This is a card for acknowledging the first real successful breakthrough. Typically, 4 is the number of stability. 4 is the number of it's the first real celebratory number when it comes to the tarot. And so Four of Wands is about coming together with people that you're really close to. I'm so sorry, my phone. That's my bad. My phone went off. But what I was saying was this card is coming in and it's like, whatever it is that you want to celebrate with, consider celebrating it with your most closest friends, people that are actually your confidants, people that match the same wavelength, people who are on the same frequency on your team. This isn't some random invite 1,000 of your closest friends. Like, this is not that kind of card. I think there's something it's either coming towards you, and we can find out more about it in a second, but I feel like whatever is coming towards you and you're considering celebrating, and this could be a birthday, this could be a move, like some of you guys may have recently acquired a really good, like a really considerable purchase, like a car, like a vehicle, or a house, an investment, something that you have acquired and you really want to celebrate it. And this card is saying, yes, celebrate it Celebrate it with your closest friends, but also don't stop here, because like I said, this is the Four of Wands. So this card is also saying there's so much more for you. Don't get complacent. Take a second to relax, kick back, enjoy your success. But this is so little in comparison to what Spirit has for you. They don't want you to kind of slow down. This is a marathon, and what you've done is really just like you've crossed the first lap, but you still have more to go. And so you want to kind of say you want to be in victory, but like the fact, for example, that this isn't the Six of Wands is kind of like you haven't even made it halfway yet. You're just starting. And it's actually quite a positive note, because imagine if you're feeling this excited about whatever this energy is, whatever happened. If you're feeling this excited, imagine what you're going to feel when that Six of Wands rolls out. Imagine what you're going to feel when that Eight of Wands comes out and everything is just go, 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 green light. You know what I mean? So celebrate this. Keep going though. Don't stop. Don't slow up your pace. If anything, apply that pressure 10 times harder to get it done, to get the rest of it done. This was one micro goal that you can check off your list in comparison to the overall goal that you've made. Then we have Nine of Wands that came out, that I saw come out next. And Nine of Wands talks about protecting, safekeeping, guarding what you have spent so much of your time, effort, and energy building. And I think this is also kind of coming in as another way of kind of looking at this idea that I said about keeping the celebration small, keeping it with like the people that you legitimately trust with your life, with your business. Who was that? Oh God, not my computer acting up. What is today, Jesus? Um, I'm seeing that the Nine of Wands is a really good reminder that just keep your circle close. Whatever, as you continue to grow, because I feel like whatever you're doing, this is the first step. This is not, you're not at the end of this road, this journey. So it's kind of like for example, if this was a weight loss type of thing, you've lost the first 10 pounds and you're so excited. But like Spirit would say, yeah, don't celebrate by like binging out at buffets with the people that have the same those horrible habits that you had before. And that's why I think it's like it's very important to pick and be wise about how you're celebrating yourself. Yes, celebrate yourself because you achieved something, but don't overdo it. And because you want to keep what you have, what you've obtained, you want to keep that and you want to build from there, but you don't want to go backwards. And this card is making me feel like, it's like making me feel like you want to be careful that you're not doing actions that are going to cause you to go backwards, but instead guard it. And honestly, this is a card that tells me that maybe you should have your defenses up. Maybe you should be protective. Maybe you should be careful about how you're moving, be aware of your surroundings and your environment. Not necessarily because there are other people around plotting on you, but I think it's just a safe practice for right now to, keep your head down and, enjoy the fruits of your labor on a small scale. Lover's card comes out. This card is coming in and it's like you're following your passion. You're following something that you really, really, really connect with. I know a lot of times in readings, Lover's card can come up as a representation of another person, of a partner, a lover, whatever. But I also think and I believe that this card okay, sorry, I was having some technical difficulties and my computer just like betrayed me. So, but I think I was talking about the Lover's card, and what I was basically saying is that for you guys, this card represents a dual meaning outside of just it being about another person. I feel like this card is also coming in and talking to you guys about your passion and taking that so serious and connecting so much with your passion, focusing on your passion, following the things that are going to bring that more and more evident to your life, whatever that is, work down from there. And I feel like that is kind of what that's kind of what you're heading towards, is just kind of being more and more in alignment with what you're passionate about. Can you guys see it that way? Okay, cool. Because I want to be able to see it too. Now, if you notice, both of these cards have two people with their hands together and they're binded. They're binded with ribbon. That's so symbolic, especially when I think about, certain practices that I do with candle magic. I mean, I talked about this actually in my candle magic video, but there are ways in which you can symbolically tie candles together to symbolize connection, and just like you can break those ties also to symbolize a removal, a break in whatever it is that you're trying to connect. But in this case, you're trying to connect to it. So I'm saying, focus on what you are most connected to. Focus on that passion. Figure out what that is. Figure out what inspires you. Figure out what makes you want to leap up and start your day like super passionate and super focused. Is it helping people? Is it helping animals? Is it writing? Is it painting? Is it comedy? Like whatever it is, you know, that is where your focus needs to go. That is where your drive needs to go. I think that is where the abundance and the favor is going to be. 10 of Wands, not becoming burdened with other situations, not becoming burdened with other people's obligations, because it obstructs your view. You see this man? He can't even see where he's going. He's literally he's like off kilter. He could fall at any moment. He's not even balanced. Okay? So it's like, what are you distracting yourself with? Are you telling yourself that you can't do whatever this Lover's card here is asking you to think about? Are you telling yourself, well, you can't do it? Are you having some sort of like, what do they call it? Like imposter syndrome? Is there something that is going on, like negative thoughts or fearful thoughts, fear driven, fear led thoughts? Is there something going on that you're telling yourself, well, I can't do this. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not whatever that is. This is the energy you're doing. You're not only distracting yourself, you can't focus on your path because you're too busy tackling. Not only are you this is the card of burden. So it's not only are you kind of maybe taking on other people's obligation, but the fears and the limiting beliefs are stacking up and you're carrying them. It's the epitome of having baggage. You know how like when they say in the dating world, like, oh, she's got a lot of baggage or he comes with a lot of baggage, and they're talking about the issues that person is coming in with. And so my question is, how are you sorting through your issues? Because you're going to need to do that in order to move forward. I mean, you don't need to, but it makes for a better ride. Then we have the Justice card. It's Libra energy. Justice card, she's holding the scales and she's got the wheel of fortune. Excuse me. She's at the wheel of fortune above her head. And I just noticed, oh, snap, what is that? Her hand, you guys, I've had this deck for like over 2 years and it shows how observant I've been. Her hand is detached. Her hand is detached. Well, not detached, sorry. Her hand is cut here and the rest of the hand is a bone. And she's holding a pomegranate with seeds. I mean, you're talking about imagery. I just love this deck even more. This is one of my favorite decks. This is the Spellcasters deck, by the way. But God, I love that imagery. It's a little like off-putting, but yeah, oh my God. So anyway, um, it's so funny too because me and my partner have been watching Moon Knight, and Moon Knight, a lot of it, I forgot the name of the goddess, but I know the man who is trying to summon her. His name is Harrow, and Harrow is kind of like this. He's like a cult leader, and he's all about the scales and how the scales have to be balanced. And so it's funny because I've just watched it last night, and then here we go with the Justice card and the scales and the Wheel of Fortune above her head, and um. I'm well, hold on. Let me see. What is this root? Hmm. Clarifying that Justice card, I have Magician and Six of Swords. How do you guys say swords? Is it swords or swords? I say both. Um, but it's interesting because it's kind of, you know how I talk to you guys all the, oh, is it peaking? It may be peaking. You know how I talk to you guys a lot about ego and how ego represents fight or flight. And so it's your most basic survival nature. Like when ego is out, it's usually because you feel like you have to defend, protect, or even just like, kind of guard yourself. Like you're either running for safety or you're ready to fight, you're ready to go to war. And that's why in the spiritual realm, um, ego will not get you very far because a lot of practices require humbleness. A lot of practices require meekness and wisdom. And wisdom is knowing when to speak and when not to. Ego is not going to tell you that. Ego is going to tell you, who are they? You're above them. You need to show them. And it's very like masculine driven. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of you guys are coming to this fork in the road where you are constantly having to choose. Sorry about the car. You're constantly having to choose whether you're going to stay and fight and use the resources that you have, which is the Magician card, or whether you're going to flee to safety. Six of Swords is her getting on a boat, getting on a plane, getting in the car and taking off. So it's the question is, are you running from something? Because whatever you're running from, one, I feel like it's going to keep resurfacing. Why? Because you're connected to it. You're tied to it. It's your dream. It's your passion. And it's funny because I listen to, I like to listen to successful people have like go on interviews because I learn so much. And I think maybe that would be something that you would benefit from, just because the more and more you surround yourself around the mindset of successful people, the more you begin to adapt some of their habits, some of their belief patterns, some of their routines. Successful people nowadays are kind of given a lot of game. They really are. You just got to look for it. And so one of the things, I don't know who it was that I was talking to. Like I said, I consume a large amount, so sometimes I don't always remember the messenger, but the message will hit home enough to stick. And I remember this person saying that they go towards what is most uncomfortable, because whatever that is, they have found that that's the thing that they were truly supposed to go and do. And not uncomfortable meaning it's not safe, but the thing that makes you nervous, so like when you think about like being a comedian, like a lot of comedians will say, even the vets, they will say, hey, sometimes I get nervous when I get on stage, and I get butterflies in my stomach. That doesn't stop them from doing it. Actors in Hollywood will say the same thing. I do get nervous, but it's like, not staying in that place of familiarity, but pushing yourself outside of your boundaries, pushing yourself outside of the limiting box that you've put yourself in, and try for what's out there. And knowing that, even if it doesn't succeed the way you want it to, there's still something for you over there. And being okay with figuring that out and not having these massive expectations, just being okay with the fact that you are chasing your dream and that it doesn't have to mean anything to anyone else. And it doesn't have to look like anything to anyone else, because at the end of the day, you found joy in just following your heart. Six of Wands is in reverse. We talked about the Four of Wands a lot, and I was like, Six of Wands would be where you would really want to be like, all right, ball hard. We're about to celebrate. We're about to do it up, because that's massive celebration, but it's in reverse. So it's like you're not there yet, and don't do it prematurely. Don't get to the place where you have one good day and now you're going to take the year off. Don't do that. Don't have complacency right now. Now is the time to really go for it. Like I mean, thinking about real estate agents. I've been watching a lot of Selling Sunset. I think I told y'all in another video. So I've been watching a lot of real estate agent type, like the whole show is about real estate realtors selling all these, massive luxury mansions and stuff in LA. And I think about them when I see the Six of Wands, because it's like, you don't, like, yes, you just sold a $4 million house, or yes, you just made $110,000 commission, but you don't stop there, because what you are preventing is momentum. When you stop and then got to put your foot back on the gas and go, and it's like, don't stop. You're messing up the momentum. You got to keep going. You can't be complacent, you know. And it's a struggle. I know there's something that I struggle with too. So it's like, keep going. Don't worry about, who's watching you right now. Because some of you are worrying about, like, oh, are they watching it? Are they watching it? Don't worry about that. It'll come. Right now, it's grinding out, hustling, working hard, sticking to it, building so much massive momentum that it forces people to say, who the hell is that? Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, yeah, it's like whatever it is, I feel like there's this need to want to be able to help people in some sort of way, wanting to be able to give yourself to other people and be a part of that beautiful transaction of give and receive and the flow of energy. Because as we say, energy has to constantly keep moving. It's never dormant, right? So it's like you want to be on the side where you're able to not only just constantly receive from other people, but also be able to provide, and I think maybe that's kind of detailing more of your why. But I see money kind of coming for you. I see money flowing towards you and you being in a position to go and help out those who can't help themselves. Go and help out your family members. Go and help out your close friends, people that matter to you. Make it to where your kids don't have to live the life that you lived. Maybe you want your kids to live a better life. I know most parents feel like that. They're like, even though my life was okay or good, I want my kids to have better or more. And I see that being a very big driving force. And so when I see this card is kind of, I feel like when you get to those points where you're realizing, okay, I did this first step, or I did these first three steps, and I'm just like, I'm tired, or maybe I'm worn out, or maybe I'm just like, it's not happening fast enough, it's not meeting the expectations. Remembering your why of why it is that you even started this in the first place is going to keep you motivated. And when people ask like questions like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, and you've lost weight, and or you've done this, that, and the other, like, how do you stay motivated? It's not necessarily difficult to stay motivated when the reason you started is so freaking important. There are people who have like had their health become a huge factor in their weight loss, to where the doctor's like, hey, if you don't lose weight, you're gonna die. And a lot of those people are like, oh shit, I gotta lose all of this weight. And it's like their why just became incredibly important, because their need to live, their desire to live, overcame the desire to partake in food and in unhealthy consumptions. So the change comes when the why is important enough to stick to those ideas, basically. Hierophant. Find yourself a mentor. I look at that as a mentor card. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a coach. Find yourself a teacher, a guide, someone who's willing to show you the ropes, someone who's willing to shadow you. If you're an opportunity to sit under someone who's already done it, who's already been through the course, and they're willing to help you, sit with them. Don't take advantage of that. That is an opportunity. Sometimes God puts people in our lives for a reason, and if we don't ever take the time to figure out why, we are missing out on opportunities that do not last forever. Nothing is forever. So take what's in front of you, take it seriously. Investigate, analyze, meditate, pray on it, figure out, why is this person in my life? I wonder, that was a very odd interaction I had with this person. What was that about? Like, find out, because nothing ever happens. There's no such thing as just random shit. Things happen for a reason. It's by design. Even the bad shit, like, it's bad because we believe it's bad. There's a belief system backed by that. Even at our core, the most moral things, it's like it's backed by a belief system. And that's why I said I don't like speaking in definitive ways, because what's good for me, you may look at as bad. And what I view as bad, you will look at as good, normal. So I don't like using definitive things, because I don't like to assume that what you think is good is what I also think is good. But I will say that no matter how you feel about it, their spirit operates by design. It's divinely written. And so when you understand that, or at least when you embrace that and accept that, you begin to look at situations, circumstances, relationships differently. You don't take them for granted anymore. Emperor. Emperor card is saying stick to the plan. And Emperor is giving the energy of, okay, before we go to war, we're all going to meet. We're going to meet in that room over there. We're going to sit at the table and we're going to draw out the area. And we're going to plan and map out everything that we're going to do, where we're going to attack, where we're going to sleep, where we're going to dig that little canal thing that they dig. I don't know what that's called. I was never in the military, but it's about planning. So whatever it is, whatever this lover's card, whatever that was that I just described to you, sit down, plan it out, goal set, work down from there to the micro step of everything that you need to do, and go out there and rock it. And the last card is Page of Cups. And I view Page of Cups as like this satisfactory card. Like Page of Cups comes in and it's like, I bring you good news. It's like an angel coming down and saying, you know, this is something to be excited for. This is positivity. This is you being on the right track. I'm going to pull a couple more cards and then we'll wrap it up. Any other messages, Spirit, for those that clicked on this video? Any other messages for them regarding the message that was, brought forth? Seven of Wands is in reverse. That's very interesting. What is that Seven of Wands about? Because I'm feeling like the card is saying don't get cocky. Stay humble. Stay quiet. This is not braggy. Yeah, it's just humble. Stay humble. You know, whatever it is that you end up receiving from this, whatever, if there's any sort of immense financial gain, notoriety, celebrity, whatever, it's about, yeah, it's about staying humble and protecting your assets. Make sure you're protecting your assets. Make sure. So I know I made a business reading a couple of days ago, and I'll link that. I made a playlist for all of this stuff, guys. So if you ever want to check out my readings, they're pick-a cards, but they're not really ordinary pick-a cards because I really do like to give a lot of like advice, and I kind of have like low-key like therapy sessions with you guys in these videos. But in that business video, I gave a lot of different advice for people who are starting their business. And one of the pieces of advice I'll pass to you guys is when you are getting started, especially if this is a business, like an actual entity that you're wanting to like incorporate, make sure that you're protecting your assets. So put, you know, when you get the corporation, you know, have an attorney draw up the paperwork, you know. By the way, this is not like legitimate advice. Like, I don't want to be held liable because people don't know how to do their own research. I'm just telling you, look into the shit, okay? You could take it or not. But don't come and be like, well, you told me. Like, no, let's think for ourselves. Let's be accountable for ourselves. I just hate the place that we've come as a collective sometimes. Like, nobody wants to be accountable. Everybody wants to blame the other person and find the quickest way to whatever. Anyway, but what I would do, basically, I'll say it like that. What I would do is I would get an attorney to draw up the paperwork for the incorporation, make sure it's done correctly. Then I would, you know, make sure that I have enough money put aside to invest in my actual business or establish business credit. And I would make sure I get all the, you know, whatever it is that I need for the business, like, you know, as far as materials, products, you know, things like that, packaging equipment, all of that, I would make sure I would get. And any kind of income that comes in, I would make sure it was flowing through the name of my business, and I would become an employee of my business. I would not have that business attached to my name directly. I would be an employee of the business, and now the business would be paying me as a worker and not as the owner. And there are ways to construct that the correct way. And that's why I was saying I would make sure that I went and got an attorney to help me with that. So basically, when I see Eight of Pentacles and I see this man kind of making these blocks and putting a top block on top of all of his golds and riches and things of that nature, it makes me think about someone who is safeguarding their stuff. So even with that corporation, create a trust and have the trust, have the trust create the corporation that houses the business. Just again, it's about layers of protecting. And then there's a spiritual side of that too. But again, I don't want to bog you guys down with that information. But don't get cocky. Okay, I feel like you guys are lined up in a way where you can receive and experience incredible success and financial gain. But if you forget yourself, if you don't do the work to make sure that you remember what this shit is, and that it's really not in the whole idea of like trying to clout chase or stunt or whatever, but if you can learn how to balance the financial success, the massive financial success, and also maintain a humble energy, a wise energy, I feel like that's the way to set you up the best for the future. So that is your message, you guys. If a message resonates, if it hits, if it helps you at any point in time, ashe, I'm grateful for that. I know that these are general channeled messages. So, my grandfather used to say a saying a lot. He used to say, sometimes you got to eat the meat and spit out the bones. And so I would just implore you guys to make sure that you do that. Take what resonates with you, take what best applies, and then leave the rest for whoever else watches this video. But nonetheless, if it did resonate, if anything, ashe, ashe, I'm grateful, always and forever grateful for you guys for watching. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign out so I can hurry up and edit this. I probably won't even really edit this for real, because I really want to get this out to you guys. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for May Day. All right. Bye.